Yes, children. So, in this class, we will deal about measures of central tendency. In the last class, we have dealt about presentation of data. That is, we have done about graphical presentation, diagrammatic presentation, as well as graphical, as well as tabular representation. So, in this class, we will deal about measures of central tendency or measures of central value. You have three measures of central tendency, that is mean, median, and mode. So, measures of central tendency means it is a single value that is representing the whole item. If it is mean, if it is median, or if it is mode, it is actually talking about the whole of the data. It has something to talk about the whole data. That is what is called average. And measure of central tendency, average is sometimes called measures of central tendency. So, an average is a single value within the range of a data that is used to represent the whole value of a series. Okay, so statistics means sometimes it is a science of average. So, objectives of averages or central tendency, representative of the data, that is it represents all of the data. Then description about the basic feature. It describes the basic feature of the data. And to facilitate comparison, it facilitates comparison of the data. If one data is having it is actually capable of comparing the data with the measures of central tendency. Then characteristics of a good average, rigidly defined, based on all items of the series, simple to calculate, it is easy to understand, it is least affected by the extreme values, it is capable of algebraic treatment, and it has a sampling stability. Now you have two types of averages, that is mathematical averages and positional averages. Mathematical averages, you have the mean. In mean itself you have geometric mean and harmonic mean. Then positional average is the median and the mode. Median is also sometimes called quartile. So we will now do what is arithmetic mean. So arithmetic means it is the average of the data. Okay. So as we have calculated or as we have looked through, we have three types of series, that is individual series, discrete series, and continuous series. So we have to calculate arithmetic mean for it is you have both two types of arithmetic mean, that is simple arithmetic mean and weighted arithmetic mean. So we have to start with the calculation of arithmetic mean for three types of series. First I am moving on with the individual series. In individual series, mean actually we depict by x bar. So x bar is equal to sigma x divided by n. Okay, so we will do a question. Yes. 3, 5, 2, 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. So 8, 3, 2. Okay. So this is our x. So x bar is, see, x bar is equal to sigma x divided by n. So that means sigma x means 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. That is it. 8, 10, 15, 18, 22, 23, 25, 28, 30. So divided by 10. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is our n. So that means you will get 3. So first of all you have to arrange, sorry I just forgot, you have to arrange the data into ascending order. Proper x is equal to 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, so yes, so here 1 is there, then 2 4 is there, right, and 1 5. So this is our ascending order. So our arithmetic mean is 3. So average means it is actually the middle, not middlemost. It actually, what you can say, it's yes. So our arithmetic mean is 3. So x bar is equal to 3. So this is our individual series. Now we have to move on to the discrete series. So this mean means actually what you could say. It actually speaks about the data. This is actually the average of the data. So that was individual series. Yeah, so before moving on to the discrete series, we have one more. So that was what we have done was sigma x by n was direct method. Now we have to move on to the shortcut method. Shortcut method, x bar is equal to a plus sigma d by n. So d is actually x minus a, and a is an assumed mean. Okay, we actually assume a mean. So suppose our data is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is our x value. We are actually arranging that into ascending order. Then you will get d. D is x minus a, and I am assuming 3 to be our mean. Assuming, you can take any number. And d, x minus a. So 1 minus 3 minus 2, 2 minus 3 minus 1, 3 minus 3 0, 4 minus 3 1, 5 minus 3 2. And you have to take the summation sigma d. First of all, take all the negative values and add. Minus 1 plus minus 3 is minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 1 is minus 3. Then take this summation 3. So that is 3 minus 3. Yes, 3 minus 3 is 0. So sigma d is 0. So a plus sigma d by n. That means x bar is equal to, what is our a? 3 plus sigma d is 0 divided by n. What is n? 5. So you have to take the LCM. 8 by 5. Just calculate. Oh yeah, this is 0 by 5. Okay, so yes, 0 by 5. So 0 by 5 is 0. So 3 plus 0 is 3. So that is your arithmetic mean. So this is our shortcut method. Okay. So you have to be very careful while calculating. Otherwise, see, I am also getting confused in between. That is the problem. So shortcut method and direct method for arithmetic mean. Now we have to move on to the discrete series of arithmetic mean that we will deal in the next video. Okay. Yes, children. So now we will move on to the discrete series. So in discrete series also you have both direct method and shortcut method. So moving on to the direct method, x bar is equal to sigma fx divided by sigma f. So x values here given are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. And f values, frequency, it is given as 8, 12, 20, 10, 6 and 4. So now we have to find fx. 20 into 8 is 160, 30 into 12. 360, 800, 500, 360 and 280. So this is your fx. Now find the sigma fx. That means all this you have to plus. Yes. So you will get 2460. So x bar is equal to 2460 divided by sigma f. Sigma f also you have to find 20, 40, 52, 60. Sigma f is 50. Sorry, sigma f is 60. So 2460 divided by 60 you have to find. That is 41. So your mean is 41. So in this series, your arithmetic mean is 41. Okay. So this is your discrete series direct method. Now we have to move on to the discrete series shortcut method. Yes. So this is the shortcut method and the formula for you is yes, a plus x bar is equal to a plus sigma fd divided by sigma f. X values are 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. F 1, 2, 4, 5, 15, 23. So this is shortcut method and I am going to take A assumed mean as 23. So D is equal to x minus A. And by doing x minus a, you will get minus 3, minus 2, minus, so minus 1, 0, 1, 2. And you have to find FD now. FD is minus 3, minus 4, 4, no sorry, minus 4, 0, 15, and 46. So you have to find your sigma FD, that is take this alone and then subtract. Okay, so this is minus 11 and here it is plus 61. So 61 minus 11 gives you 50. So now you have to apply to the formula A plus A is 23 plus 50 by 50. Sigma F is 50. Okay, so 23 plus 50 by 50, that is 23 plus 1, which gives you 24. Okay, so that is your discrete series shortcut method. Okay, so two methods was there for discrete series. One was the direct method and the shortcut method. Direct method is sigma ft divided by sigma f. And the shortcut method a plus sigma fd divided by sigma f, and that a can be any number. You can actually, somewhere in the middle only average lies. So that means you can assume a mean, and you will actually your actual mean will be either like somewhat near to that assumed mean. Okay, so that is your discrete series. So next, in the next video we will deal about the continuous series. Okay, mean of continuous series.